you saw my last video, it was about my Kashtira deck profile and whatnot, and this video is just going to be a combo tutorial if you're unaware of the combos, if you want to pick up Kash. I know a lot of people do want to pick up Kash now that it is, you know, more budget because of Wraitsoth. So yeah, I would try to fit in as many relevant combos as I could. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let's start with Unicorn, straight Unicorn, or this can be Wraitsoth. I'll tell you what to do if it is Wraitsoth. So actually, let me just get out Wraitsoth. Just Wraitsoth. You're gonna activate Wraitsoth, add Unicorn, special Unicorn, Unicorn effect, add Theosis, activate Theosis. Activate Theosis, summon Fenrir, Fenrir effect, grab Riseheart, summon, special summon, or you can normal summon it, your choice. And so you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna activate Riseheart effect. You're gonna banish Birth for cost, and your opponent banishes 3 face down. Riseheart becomes a level 7, and then you're gonna overlay these two to make Shang. All right, so this is the line you always do if you have Wraitsoth. You always do this line. If you don't have Wraitsoth, it's a little more like your choice. You could just leave these guys out and just end on this because, again, you don't get the additional disruption from Wraitsoth. And if you leave these guys out, then you don't risk Shang getting interrupted by your opponent drawing Ash or Imperm. So you could do this if you would prefer to make Shang anyways, even if you don't have Wraitsoth. You could do that. The merit to doing this is Shang is kind of hard to deal with because it basically has destruction protection, and its follow-ups and it's 3000 defense, so your opponent has to deal with it. So you'll get the same thing. You go Shang. I'm just gonna use this one. But you'll have a Unicorn attached, and then standby phase you summon Unicorn. So you basically have the same amount of disruptions, but you have Shang as something else your opponent has to deal with. It's up to you. I think I've started moving towards just making Shang as well. But it might not be 100% correct. Defer to whatever you think is best. Something I forgot to mention is another thing you can do when you're at this point with the Unicorn combo is if it's good enough into a deck, and some decks I'm thinking Voiceless, because the Unicorn extra deck rip isn't as good as disrupting the graveyard. Voiceless, Dragon Link, Branded sometimes. Something you could do if you don't value the Unicorn banish as much and you don't have Wraitsoth and you don't value the destruction as much is you can just use these two to make Harmonizer. If you don't know what Harmonizer does, you can quick effect steal a monster from your opponent's graveyard, so it's like a quick DD Crow. And so yeah, that's another option that you have. Okay, so before we move on to the link combos, something else I wanted to bring up is combos with Riseheart plus Spell. They're very similar to the Unicorn combos. The only difference is you'll also end on Birth. So yeah, this could be either Birth or Theosis, and this has to be Riseheart. So normal Riseheart, activate Theosis. All right, special down. Unicorn, and then I'll show you what to do if it was Birth. It's basically the same thing. You always just want to get out Unicorn first. Use Unicorn, search the other spell. We're gonna search Birth. All right, and then you use Riseheart to banish Fenrir, for cost, and then banish the top 3 off your opponent's deck. Birth effect, bring back Fenrir, and you have the same board. So let me just do the Fenrir combo. So you go special Unicorn effect, add Birth, put these back in the deck, add Birth, activate Birth, normal summon Fenrir, Fenrir effect, grab Scareclaw Kashtira. All right, and if you have Scareclaw Kashtira already, add Riseheart. Then you're gonna overlay these guys to make, let me stop putting this over there, to make Dracosack, and then you're gonna activate Dracosack effect to you're gonna detach Fenrir to summon 2 tokens. All right, just put the tokens out here. All right, you're gonna link 1 token off for Link Spider. You're gonna link the other token off for another Link Spider. You're gonna use these 2 to make G-Golem, G-Golem effect, summon back Link Spider. And now you have two options, and I discussed this in the last video. If you have, it's completely your choice, whatever you're more comfortable with, but my thinking is if I have 2 hand traps in hand or more, then I'm gonna use these two to make Heat Soul, activate effect to draw 1, just gonna draw Riseheart, and then I'm gonna use these guys to make either SP or Oppo, depending on the matchup. You usually just straight make Oppo. So this is a 2-mat Oppo, and then I'll summon back Fenrir. So now the disruptions I have are, I'd say at least 1 from Oppo because it's 1600 attack. Fenrir Birth, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 hand traps in hand. Or if I have 1 hand trap in hand, then I'm not gonna risk it with Heat Soul. Then I'm gonna just use all 3 of these guys to make a 4-mat Oppo. All right. So yeah, I'll make a 4-mat Oppo, and now I just summon back Fenrir, and now I have Oppo, Fenrir Birth, and then 1 or 0 hand traps in hand. So I have more negates off of Oppo. So assuming Oppo gets attacked over at 800 attack, then I have 2 negates off Oppo, Fenrir Birth, and yeah. And the other thing you can do, it's making Shang is a little risky because Imperm and Ash on Shang is pretty rough. You can negate the Ash with Oppo, but you also have the option to summon your Scareclaw Kashtira by banishing Unicorn and then overlaying these guys for Shang. All right, so that exists. All right, the second combo is basically the exact same thing, but you have Unicorn and Riseheart. You're gonna act special Unicorn, add Birth, activate Birth, normal Riseheart. Hopefully it doesn't get impermed. Banish Fenrir for cost. Top 3 of your opponents. Make Draco Sack. And this is a little important. If you do this, you're gonna want to detach Unicorn. Mainly because if you get stuck here for whatever reason, you don't want to give your opponent something that they can summon off of Hida. So yeah, you detach Unicorn, summon 2 tokens. Same thing. Link Spider, blah, blah, blah. Use these guys. Make G-Golem, and then you can either make Heat Soul or make Appaloosa. I'm just going to go straight into Appaloosa. 3-mat Appaloosa, summon back Fenrir. Fenrir effect, add Scareclaw Kash, and then you have the option to summon Scareclaw Kash, and in this case, summon Scareclaw Kash and banish Riseheart. Again, you don't want to give your opponent a Hida option. And then you can make Shang, or you can just keep the Scareclaw Kash in hand. So here you can get nibbed. Your Draco Sack's your 3rd summon, and then the 2 tokens are your 5 summons. So if you get nibbed here and you don't play 3 Link Spider, you're actually still chilling. So you get a token. What you're gonna do is you're gonna summon back your Fenrir, add Scareclaw Kashtira, and then use Scareclaw Kashtira, banish Unicorn Engrave, and then use this for one of the Link Spiders you didn't use, assuming you got nibbed on the token, and then use these guys, summon SP. SP is banish the Nibiru, and then you have SP, Fenrir, and Birth. Now, that last combo is the same if you use only 1 Link Spider. You still have the other one. You don't need a 3rd one. But if you use both of your Link Spiders, and you get nibbed either here or when you summon G-Golem, it's the same thing. Those true. This is Engrave. You get a token. You summon back Fenrir. Use the token. Make your 3rd Link Spider. And then Scareclaw Kashtira. Oh, so both of the Link Spiders are Engrave. 3rd Link Spider will be my only super rare. And you summon your Scareclaw Kashtira, banish your Unicorn. You use these, make SP, and you're chilling. Same thing. That's the merit of playing the 3rd Link Spider. And again, if you don't want to play it for whatever reason, I'm very scared of Nib. That's why I play it. You could play like Access Code. You could play Changing for whatever reason. If you want to do that, you could do that. So yeah, you don't have to, but I like to be extra cautious, and this is your only line that plays into Nib, so yeah, I like to be cautious with that. Okay, so now going on to weirder combos, you have Fenrir and Riseheart. So with this, you can do something a little different. Either way, this plays into Nib, unfortunately. Actually, not either way. You can choose what you want to do. So you go Fenrir, and then you can add either Unicorn, or what I do is I add another Riseheart. I'll show you why I do that. So then you can normal Riseheart, activate Riseheart effect, banishing Birth for cost, okay? And then you're gonna overlay these, and you can make Shang and just pass on that. Yeah, that's an option. Or you can make Dracosack and just go along with the original combo, but the only difference is you don't get your Fenrir summon back. The big thing about this is it plays hard into Nib, which is very scary, like I said. But anyways, you're gonna get your tokens. You're gonna go Crystal Heart summon back. You could actually just make Nib. You could make Heat Soul here to draw one. See if you draw into Birth. That's definitely an option. But if you don't, then you could just use these three to make Appaloosa. And so again, this plays hard into Nib, but you have a 3-mat Appaloosa, and then your opponent has to deal with that, and then you have 3 other cards in hand, and then on your opponent's turn, and then when it gets swung back to you, you go Riseheart of normal summon, activate the effect, banishing Theosis for cost, banish 3 face down. Theosis effect, add back Birth. Birth effect, summon Fenrir. Fenrir effect, add Scareclaw Kash. Scareclaw Kash summon by banishing Riseheart, and now you have these 3 bodies that you can make rank 7s with, do whatever you want with. So that is the option for Fenrir plus Riseheart. Okay, so this is something I realized I could do in post, which is why the lighting is different, because it's a different time of day. But anyways, with the Fenrir Rise combo, there's another line that you can do, and I'd say choose between one of the 3. Either you make Shang and pass, or you make Appaloosa with follow-up and pass, or you do this, which is you special Fenrir, and you use its effect to add Unicorn. Then you activate Riseheart effect to special summon, and you use this effect to banish something for cost. It doesn't really matter, so I'll just do Birth. And then you tribute summon for Unicorn. You've only special summoned so far, so you do that. You use Unicorn effect to add Birth or Theosis, but Birth I think is preferred. And then you go Birth, summon back Fenrir. So this is your board. And honestly thinking, I think this might be better than the Shang board. So really just consider either that Shang board or the Appaloosa board. Just if you're scared of Nib, then make this board, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4 summons, you're good. And the Appaloosa board plays into Nib. And yeah, just go with your gut. So another option for the pseudo Unicorn plus Fenrir or Riseheart combo is if you have Fenrir Birth. It's not as good as the OG combo, but anyways, you special Fenrir, activate Birth, you go Fenrir effect, adding Riseheart, normal Riseheart effect, banish Unicorn. Yeah, banishing Unicorn. And then you make Dracosack effect. You do all your shenanigans. And the only difference with this and the other combo, so what you can do here is you can summon back Unicorn and add Theosis, or add another Birth for follow-up, but I don't recommend that. And then use Theosis to summon another Fenrir from your deck. And so now you end on Oppo, Fenrir, Unicorn, Birth. Or you could just summon back Fenrir, but I think you banish Unicorn for a reason, so just do that. The one thing is if you get nibbed, you'll have a token. You'll have that token. you'll have Unicorn and Fenrir engrave, and at that point you can't make SP, because what you'll have to do is, if you summon back Fenrir, you can't activate the effect because you already activated it for Riseheart. And if you summon back Unicorn, you have to use Theosis to give it any value. So use Theosis, summon Fenrir, and then yeah, just go off from there, and then you'll just end on this board, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, that's the Fenrir Birth combo. Okay, so the last combo is Unicorn plus any Kashtira spell plus a hand trap that is an imperm or shifter, because you can't normal summon them. This I only put 2 Ash Blossoms here because I usually only do this if I have duplicates of Ash or Mourner. If you have multiple imperm, you can't use it. If you have multiple shifter, you can't use it. If you have multiple Veiler, you keep it. But yeah, multiple Ash and Mourner, I would do this. So you go Birth, you go Unicorn. If you don't have Birth yet, you activate effect to add Birth, and then you just add Birth, and then you normal Ash, make SP, that's summon number 3, activate Birth, summon back Unicorn, and then if you already had Theosis, then you activate Theosis. If not, then you use Unicorn to add Theosis. You use Theosis on Unicorn, summon Fenrir, and then at this point you could get nibbed. If you get nibbed, then you go SP effect on it and Fenrir, and then you lose this. But then end phase, you get these 2 back, and that's fine. And if you don't, then you just play this out as if you know, everything's fine and dandy. You add Riseheart, special it, banish Birth, and then your opponent banishes top 3. You can either leave it like this, or you can make Shang, and that is fine and dandy. So the last thing I wanted to cover is playing through Shifter. Let me just grab out a Shifter in your own deck. That sounds a little weird in Kashtira, but remember, your link package relies on your graveyard. G-Golem summons back Link Spider from the grave. So you have multiple options. You could, so let's say we have a link package hand. Special Unicorn, activate Birth, add Birth, activate Birth. Normal Fenrir effect, add Rise. And then you could, and then drop Shifter as soon as possible. You could, this is an option, you could just use those guys to summon SP summon back Fenrir, that is your 5th summon. So if you get nibbed, you just banish these 2, and this is your board, which it's pretty solid. Birth doesn't do anything because of Shifter, and you could also activate your Riseheart to special if you had Wraitsoth, and you could make Shang if you would like. That's always an option. But this is a little, it's a little more safe. The thing with Shifter is most decks aren't beating it, so it is you're always gonna make a more simple board, but that's fine. That's fine. You can't make a Riseheart like you usually could, so you'll just have to deal with that. Shifter is still the most powerful card that it could be, and you're only gonna just side it out against decks like Tenpai and whatnot. The other thing you could definitely do is special Unicorn, normal Fenrir, use effect to add Riseheart, banish, make it level 7, and you could just make Shang. It's your choice. I'd probably go for that if I had Wraitsoth up. I think Shang and banish face down with Wraitsoth up is better than SP plus Fenrir, but it's your choice. And then if it was a Unicorn board, you just make a simplistic board. Yeah, I'd usually go for SP under Shifter, but that's also personal preference and matchup dependent. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I tried to fit in as many combos as I could for all the game states that I found myself in, all the hands that I had to deal with. You're gonna have some awkward hands where it's like Scarecrow, Kashtira, and some just really weird hands that you have to play through. I give you the best of luck for doing that. I'm not gonna cover them because they're very rare. But yeah, I try to fit in as much as I could. Just let me know in the comments if there's anything I missed, if there's anything you do instead. I know some of the combos had different options. Tell me what you'd go for if you were a Kashtira player. And the other disclaimer I wanted to make is, first of all, I really appreciate the reception on the last video. It got a lot of views. So hopefully I can get this channel going more and provide more Yu-Gi-Oh content, because like I said, I have a lot on my mind and there's a lot I want to talk about at all times, and it's not just about Kashtira. So I know Kash Ahmed, first 2 videos are about Kashtira. This won't be a Kashtira, just everything I do is Kashtira. I'm always gonna love Kashtira, but I want this to be a good Yu-Gi-Oh channel where I provide my own views, because I feel like I have a good amount of insight as a casual player hoping to be more meta. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, refer it to your Yu-Gi-Oh friends, share it in your Discords of your locals and all that, if you have any Kashtira players who are interested. And with that said, take care.